Hey what's up guys, Bryce here, and we're back at it again for another video. And in this video I'm going to be doing a Hotlap guide of Long Beach. This is a street circuit located in California. It's almost 2 miles long and the walls are everywhere to greet you once you make a nice little mistake. So we're going to be doing a fast lap and then an in-depth guide. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Going down into turn 1, it's a very hard braking zone, and this is the longest straight on the track that will lead you down into this braking zone. Braking at the 400 meter board, a really hard braking zone, like I said, easy on the power, take that inside curb, braking down into this famous flower garden section on the right hand side. Get as close as you can to the walls without touching them, braking a little bit here for this right hand flick, and then we have almost another identical one but a really aggressive curb on the right hand side that will definitely upset the car a lot if you take it the wrong way. A little bit of a straight before, really hard left-hander. We're going to be taking a late apex, but getting as close as you can to the wall on the inside is critical, and you can gain a lot of time just from being on the power early. Bring the car all the way back to the left because it's going to be a right-hander, and then this will lead you on to a straight, and then this straightaway is going to bring you down to the last 3 corners, which in my opinion are the hardest on the track. Braking right after the 400 meter board, swinging the car in, staying tight, use the curb on the right after the sewer on the floor, lift off the gas, and then slowly just turn this car in and make sure to keep it tight to the left before a really tight hairpin that requires you to turn the wheel as much as you can. Now let's move on to the in-depth guide. So I'm going to be slowing down this lap for you so you can see the important brake markers and the reference points that I use, and this has definitely helped me get faster, and hopefully you can use these as well to improve your speed and pace. So going down into turn 1, the pit exit on the right is a place you do not want to be. Go over that blue line and you'll get a slowdown. I'm braking in between the 500 and the 400 meter board, and any later than this you'll sacrifice the exit, so try to brake earlier than later so you can really get on power as soon as you can. I'm turning in right at the 100. Be careful with the aggressive curb on the left. That's as much as you want to use. Using all the track and getting close to the wall on the right. I'm braking once the yellow line turns solid. That's when I'm going to start to brake, and this wall on the left that's going to come up, you want to get as close as you can to that wall. And if you look at my wheel input, I'll go to the left a little bit and just use that momentum to flick the car into the right around the infamous garden section. You can see left back to the right on the power really early, right around here, and this will just carry the momentum close to that left wall that sticks out there. That's really important as well. Right here, that black board on the left, right when I'm basically 3/4 through that, I'll start to brake a little bit, not too much brake, and the curb on the right is the same thing as turn 1. You can see I'm barely braking for that corner, but it slows the car just enough. Hit the curb on the right, and that little dark patch of wall on the left, if you can see that, that's where you want to start to brake, and you'll see 2 K1 speed billboards. That's when I'm turning in for this corner, and these are really good markers for turn 5. And you can see I'm using the curb on the right, but be careful, it will unsettle the car. I had a snap oversteer there on exit, and getting as close as you can to the wall on the right is really going to help you as well, because you can maximize the track and carry as much speed as you can. Going down into turn 6, I'm braking right before the 200 meter board, and I'm using all the track I can on the right, and I'm slowing the car down a lot, and I'm braking really hard here so I can get the car rotated and getting on the power as soon as I can so I can carry all that speed through the corner. Almost 100% braking for a little bit, flicking the car in, get as close as you can to this wall on the left. That's really important. Don't hit it though, because that's obviously going to ruin your lap. And then on the power here, really smooth. You're going to get oversteer on exit when you're really pushing the car. You can see a little bit of oversteer right there, and then you want to bring the car to the left as soon as you can, but also make sure you use all the track on the right. So it's really about compromising here. Bring the car to the left, braking right after I pass the 300 meter board. You can brake really close to the 200, but you'll definitely feel a lot of oversteer when you go into this right-hander. So I'm braking right after the 300 here, on the brakes up to 50%, turning the car in, sort of an early turn in but a late apex, and this is how close I'm getting to this wall on the right. You really want to be close to this wall on the right. Don't look at the curbing because the curbing is off. You want to look at the wall. This wall you need to be staring at so you can be sure that you get as close as you can to it, and again, smooth on the power on exit, and this is going to be a long straight. When I first took that corner there, I was just really looking at the curb, but the curb is completely off. You just want to look at that wall because that's how you can get the fastest exit for this long back straight. A decent overtaking opportunity here, but it's not that hard of a braking zone. but it's a pretty hard one, so you can make some passing here. Braking right after the 400 meter board for this corner here. Use all the track you can on the left, and it's an early apex here because there's not a long straight after, and I'm using a lot of curb on the right hand side here. I'm pretty much putting the car all over the flat curb and the raised curb there on the right, so be sure you're using all of this and keep the wheel turned to the right because you really want to stay to the right hand side so you can flick it into the left for the double apex. That sewage drain on the track right there, once the car is fully over that, I try to push this as much as I can. That's when I'll release off the gas, and then that will roll me into the turn 10 complex you'll see here. Off the gas completely. A little bit of brake if you really need to get the balance right. A little bit of feathering the throttle, just a little bit of throttle input so you can just rotate the car around. Now here, stay to the left, and then as much as you can turn this wheel, and you can see this is really important. You want to be sure that you're as close as you can to that wall on the right, and you're sort of getting a late apex, but at the same time the hairpin is so tight that you really want to travel the shortest distance but get on the throttle as soon as you can. For the exit, really smooth throttle. You don't want to be activating TC, traction control, because that will slow you down and you get oversteer. As smooth as you can at exit I found to be the quickest way around, and that's going to be it for this lap. Hopefully you do enjoy these videos. I've tried to slow it down just a little bit too much because I found that I was rushing through it in the past guide, so I'm going to try to work on that. Always trying to improve these as much as I can for all of you, of course. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.